Hello, my name is Mr. Karl, and I'm very excited to read a story to you today. Now, I'm sure we all know what cats and dogs look like, and we've probably seen a lot of farm animals like horses, cows, and pigs. But this book isn't about any of those animals. This is about some of the strangest, weirdest, most unusual creatures that live on this planet. I'm really excited to share them with you today because some of them I'm sure you've never seen before. This is called Odd Bods, and the author is Julie Murphy. Odd Bods don't look like most animals, and that's what makes them great. They might have spiky heads, extra long fingers, or big, huge noses. But did you know that their odd features also make them super survivors? So take a look at some of these weird creatures on this page right here. We got this lizard, all these spikes coming out of its head. We got this seahorse. It looks like it has a long nose. And it kind of looks like a plant to me. And then we got this rodent-like creature with a very long finger. And the book says that their odd features help them to survive. So I want you to think about how these weird body parts might help them in the wild. So here it says, a sharp spike can help you hide. And this is called a thornbug. The thornbug lives on prickly plants, so looking like a thorn helps this bug to stay hidden from hungry predators. And any animal that sees through the disguise might think twice before swallowing this spike. Because of this big spike, other animals might think twice about eating that. I know I wouldn't eat something with a giant spike on its back. A big, broad snout can be fantastic for feeding. And this is a really funny name. This is called a dugong. The dugong uses its sensitive, bristly snout to snuffle up seagrass. In warm, shallow sea meadows, dugongs chomp seagrass day and night. That's why they're also known as sea cows. And look at the giant snout on the dugong. It's really big. Imagine if your nose took up just like your entire face. Next, we have this silly looking creature. It says, bright red lips can help you stand out from the crowd. The remarkable mouth may help the red-lipped batfish be seen by others of its kind. In the dim light on the seafloor, red lips can act like a signal, telling future mates, hey, look, I'm over here. Look at my big red mouth. An extra long finger can make you a first-rate food finder. And before I read about this animal, let's take a look at that really long finger. Imagine if one of your fingers was just like 3 times as long as the rest of the fingers on your hand. Tap, tap, tap. The longest finger of the eye hits against the tree. The sound of the echo tells the lemur where insects are hiding under the bark. Its teeth rip the bark open, then that long finger gets to work again, plucking out the tasty reward. And who is this? I don't want to call him ugly because that might be offensive to this creature, but he certainly is strange looking. Big teeth can be useful for digging a home. The naked mole rat uses its long front teeth to dig a vast underground burrow. It's usually not very cold below ground, so the mole rat doesn't need fur. For rare chilly snaps, this wrinkly rodent huddles with its large family. Who doesn't love a cuddle every once in a while? What do you think? Would you cuddle with a mole rat like that? I don't know if I would. Ooh. And let's find out who this beautiful blue creature is. Stinging fingers can keep you from being eaten. This is called the glaucous sea slug. Uses stingers in its finger-like branches to capture and eat tiny stinging animals. Then it stores the stingers in its branches to put off its own predators. Wow, I love this creature. I've never seen one of these before. But look at its blue fingers that have stingers on them. And it's just such a unique color. Ooh, next up we have this spiky dude. Spines and scales can get you a drink in the desert. On cold desert nights, dew forms on the thorny devil. The next morning, the dew trickles down the lizard's spines and flows along tiny grooves between its scales. All these mini rivers lead to the mouth and a refreshing drink. So that's really interesting. I thought these spikes would just protect it from other animals, but according to the author, the spikes actually collect dew or rainwater, and that helps it drink in this very dry desert that it lives in. Really cool. And let's look at these sea creatures. They have giant swords coming out of them. A long, pointy tusk can be an awesome weapon. This is called a narwhal. A male narwhal sometimes uses its tusk to fight in duels. Perhaps it is fighting over females. Narwhals also knock small fish senseless before eating them. What a wacky way to go fishing. And who is this interesting guy? It looks like he's just like staring you down. A hefty hook beak and scary stare can be fierce features. This bird is called a shoebill. The shoebill, with its intense gaze, spots prey. Then the shoebill's powerful beak grabs it. This bold bird is one mean feeder. It eats almost anything in the swamp. Fish, frogs, snakes, lizards, rats, and even other water birds. Let's give the shoebill a stare back. And all right, here, this one, I think this creature is very beautiful. Maybe it looks a little weird to you, though. Frills can help you blend in with the background. The frilly disguise of the leafy sea dragon helps it to hide from unfriendly eyes. Swaying it in the current helps it blend in even more. It's hard to tell this sea dragon from seaweed. So if you're a shark or like a really big fish swimming around and you see the leafy sea dragon, you might not realize it's a fish. You might just think, hey, that's just some seaweed floating there. I'm going to ignore it and go look for something live to eat. A nose like this can keep you sneeze-free in the summer and warm in the winter. Wow, let's zoom in on that really odd-looking nose. Let's look at this one, too. Geez, it's like almost curled up. The oversized nose of the saiga antelope filters out dust during the hot, dry summer. And in winter, its nose warms the freezing air the saiga antelope breathes in, so its insides don't get too cold. While the odd bods have features that look freaky, they are also very useful. Whether it's finding a mate or finding food, avoiding predators, or making a home, odd bods' unique traits make each animal a winner in its own wonderful way. All right, and I hope you learned something new about some of these animals. I know I certainly did. And they all looked very weird, of course, but what I learned is that all of these weird traits actually help them to survive. And I think that's what's so cool about them. None of these spikes or noses or weird things coming out of their bodies are pointless. They all have a purpose within nature. So I hope you enjoyed this book. I hope you really enjoyed looking at these weird pictures. And I hope you stay safe, healthy, and happy. I will see you again with another story real soon. Bye.